today, I think a big purpose for coming in today too was to, I guess, reiterate the need for this, and hopefully allow you guys to see, kind of catch the vision too, and say, hey, this is something that's really serving our community, and it is a need. And I've been part of the board. I'm not even sure how long I've been part of the board, for a dozen years or more, I guess. When probably the first couple of years I was on the board, we were starting to talk, even at that time, which was probably 10 years ago, about the need for women and children. And the men's ministry, so I'm not an employee, I'm just kind of here to support, but I have a huge heart for the mission. And with what all they do, they do more than provide just shelter and food. That's like the Band-Aid for it. That's not a fix. But the amount of like what we'll call programming, if you will, kind of redirecting and training and teaching folks different things, is absolutely fantastic. So we're not just trying to simply give a place for everybody to stay, and I hope you guys understand that's not the goal of the mission. We really want to have them have life change so that when they do move on, so they don't stay for a real extended period of time, that they're able to kind of move on and contribute back to society. So I guess that's probably the big thing, and the big purpose for really coming in was just to make sure you guys see that there's a need, which I'm sure you know that. You mentioned that, Bob, with the shorting of houses and so on. So
certainly eye-opening to hear the percentage of seniors that you're caring for.
It's staggering.
Do you have a handle on? I would guess part of that is just people like us, baby boomers. That population of seniors is growing exponentially in our entire society. But
what we're seeing is, these are not folks that come from an addictive background or alcohol background. These are folks that worked hard all their life, but their retirement is $800-900 a month, and there is no affordable housing for $800 a month unless they're in subsidized senior housing that caps the cost. They've outlived family and friends. They've had a medical crisis, and in the span of their medical crisis, lost their housing because they couldn't keep up. There's a myriad of reasons. We're not just seeing this here. We are part of a network of rescue missions all over the country, and there is a wave of senior homelessness across our country that is unimaginable. Rescue missions in places like Yuma, Arizona, that are inundated with seniors and are not sure how to even move, people beyond their shelters. We're blessed here because we have partners in the community, and we're building networks. So there is something beyond our transitional housing, but there has to be a place to keep seniors safe while they're waiting for senior housing.
Do you have any general statistics of how many of the people, seniors or younger, have been military veterans, maybe PTSD, that sort of thing going on, that they just need a safe place and they're okay? Do you have any statistics on that? Because I just wondered if we could bring in some federal dollars as well.
So we are now a contract provider for the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Okay.
We have a wonderful relationship with the local VA.
Good.
But we dedicate 10 beds every night to veterans. And I will tell you, we started our contract with the VA in April. Every one of those beds is full every night.
Okay.
And so just what you're saying, Joel, and they come in, that we get them safe, we provide them with structure and meals, and then they're connected with the VA to help them get into the veteran homeless programs. A lot of their case management, if not all of it, comes through the VA. It has been really a wonderful partnership. Becoming a contract provider was not a process that's for the weak of heart, but we've been really blessed with great partnership with the VA. So
That's
of our
wonderful.
beds, 20% of our beds are filled with veterans.
I just heard Doug Etter at our Rotary Club talk about the need to help with all the paperwork once they get through that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that'd be a great assistance for them. I wondered how, if you did, so.
Our case management for our guests is honestly the most time consuming, but what makes the difference ultimately to help end the cycle of homelessness.
Put a percentage on MH as a factor of mental health. We are seeing that kind of proliferate in different sectors of society, and I'm assuming homeless folks are no exception to that malady. But I'm just curious, when you are evaluating people, what part of, you say, well, they don't have enough of this retirement money or whatever, Social Security, but is it beyond that? Are there issues of homelessness that you are seeing that are MH based?
Absolutely. A very high percentage of our guests
That would be
are struggling with mental health. And so you don't know, did a mental health issue drive them to homelessness? Or is the mental health issue they're dealing with a result of sometimes 20 and 30 years of living on the street? We have a young man who is actually now on our staff part-time. He spent 28 years living on the street. When he arrived with us, he had profound mental health issues. It has been a very long road. He functions very, very well. He's working, he's a hard worker. He's our dishwasher. And in our structured environment, he's doing really well. But the effects of 28 years on the streets is not something that's ever going to go away. So
It's a bigger
mental health
picture
is
issue.
huge.
So, yeah, that's just another part of our challenge.
We do, thank you. We've actually brought on a part-time consultant, someone with a career in mental health, that is actually working with us on site now to help understand exactly what the best situation for someone is. We'll keep them safe with us until we know what's the best next step for them.
That's all. I was just gonna say, in the way of mental health, if I could speak as an outsider again, so part of my volunteering at the mission is I teach a class for about an hour a week on kind of finances, possessions, work ethic, paying your bills, things like that. And again, I'll say, I don't know how many years I've been teaching it, in the last 10 years, I'll keep using 10 years as an example. The difference it's the young men, or I shouldn't say young men, it's men that I teach that are in there. The difference in the last 10 years, Commissioner, clearly we're housing more and more folks that are struggling mentally and emotionally, for sure. I mean, it's even as me just kind of going in one day a week, it's very, very clear.
Well, I think just keeping them in a structured, safe environment keeps them out of trouble so they don't end up
Correct.
down at the jail.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of the cycle that we see,
Absolutely.
Or self-medicating on the streets, which is what happens as well. So we're just trying to keep them safe and help them to find structure and life change.
And there are some folks that can't navigate our facility. Their mental health is so profound that it's tough to navigate a facility that is 55 men and 20-some staff. There's a lot of humanity in our building, but there's precious few that we're not able to help, and we reach to partners in the community then to see that they are able to fill in gaps on those folks. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Can't end talking about this subject too. I kept thinking of him several times. I mentioned Bob Ladd and what a champion he was for
Absolutely.
getting it
I miss him
established.
desperately.
Yes, and he would be
Yes.
very pleased to see
He would be very excited.
sad to see the need continue to grow, but how we're Thank you.
indeed.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your dedication.
Oh, man.
Just real quickly, if you're growing your population that you're going to be working with, are you growing any of your services, any of the mental health services that you're providing? What is going to be that facilitate to deal with that higher population when you have this new facility?
So we're building stronger partners in the community so that we're not trying to address all of the issues on our own. We've built really good, strong partnerships with Crisis, with Community Action Partnership, with Philhaven, with Wellspan. And so making sure our staff cannot address all of the concerns. And so we're doing that through partnerships. We're doing it through the relationship with the VA, and continuing to expand that and bringing on staff that have a different level of expertise.
We have increased case management over the last few years, so everyone has individualized case management. They're part of our program, and so that's something that's really changed the structure. We've always done program for the last few years. That's been something we've always done, but we found that more individualized case management has been helpful to help people stop that cycle of homelessness.
Then when you have this new facility, are you looking at maybe getting more case managers to deal with the increased population?
Absolutely. And so the new facility will have case managers who are dedicated to seniors, case managers who are dedicated to the moms, and we will bring in dedicated support for children. Because by the time they reach us, they have not had the blessing of being a child for a very long time. And so our goal is to let children be children and heal from whatever trauma they've experienced by living in their car, living sofa to sofa to sofa, whatever has occurred in their home. We're going to get support directly for the kids.
The bed count will increase about 150% from what we have today. So to your point, Matt, yeah, we need additional help with that. And the plans are already kind of starting to lay that out in place already. So
Just to clarify, this isn't new programming. This is an expansion of what we're currently doing. So we've been doing this for the men 80 years, for the women 40 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're starting a new program that we're not familiar with. This is something that we're just continuing and expanding so we can serve more because we know that the need is growing.
I guess, because you're saying that you had please correct me if I'm wrong here, you said you had a part-time mental health coordinator. If you have a larger population, would that person then become full-time? Would you be looking for another part-time to deal with that population? What are your plans moving forward to deal with that?
So we'll continue to grow our community partnerships, and more than likely, we will bring on full-time staff. It's very hard to find mental health professionals to employ, very hard. Our free clinic, we are unable to find anyone in the field of psychology, psychiatry, to work with our free clinic, and so it's difficult. Yes, in a perfect world, absolutely, we would grow that part of our staffing. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you for your time.
You
Thank
as
you
well.
for all
Thank
you do.